Hey everybody, it's Briggshill here, and as you can see I'm playing World of Tanks. Now this is the 9.0 patch that was updated today, adding a variety of different things. Obviously high definition tanks, this is one of them. My settings aren't top, they're a medium all along the board, but in general the tanks do look a lot better. This is the Panzer IV Ausf H. This is one of the newish tanks that's been basically put into the game. On the German side, let me just explain here. We've got the Panzer IV-A, we've got the Panzer IV-D and the Panzer IV-H. Now the Panzer IV-H is basically the tank that you had before, the Panzer IV tank. The Panzer IV-D is a lesser armed and armoured version of the same tank, a bit older, and the A is even older than that. This is the first one ever made from 1935. Now these tanks have been added for a variety of different reasons, but the main one is the historical battles, which I'll show you in a minute. But the first thing I'm going to show you is that this tank looks really good, along with a lot of the others. The Tiger II, for instance, has been upgraded. I'm not too sure about any of the other tanks. I know the Tiger I itself has also been upgraded. The Sherman as well, the M4 Sherman, looks quite well upgraded as well in terms of its skin. Obviously my settings don't do it justice, but nonetheless. Now let us go into a historical battle, because this could take a few minutes. So let's go into the battle. Quite a few people in the queue already. Hopefully I'll get into the game fairly quickish, but I've known to wait quite a few minutes for this type of game, so hopefully it won't be so slow this time. Either way, the update's about 2.7 gigabytes. It's kind of a graphical update rather than adding anything really new into the game. As you can probably see, you've got a new garage and such. And a lot of the stuff that you actually see that you may think is different is actually mod based, because I use the Aslane. I think it's the Aslane. I think that's what it's called. Let me just double check. Aslane, yeah, Aslane's mod pack. Basically, you download the mod pack and it adds loads and loads of little different pieces and stuff that you may or may not want. It gives you the options to choose if you want a very kind of vanilla installation or a very kind of modified version of the game. Sorry, I can't even bloody speak today. So this has been released today. It took a while to get onto the servers. I unfortunately play on the North America server. I don't know why. It just I seem to play the game for a bit on the North America server when I was in a clan back in the day, and obviously I've got all my upgrades and all my tanks on this side, so obviously I stick with it. Hopefully I'll get into the game anytime soon, please, please, please. I don't want to be wasting your time. But these historical battles are literally battles that took place in history, in the real life World War II history, in certain tanks, this one being this Panzer IV-H is in all three of the available historical battles. And what it does is it takes you back to that time, and it basically make sure that your tank is to historical specs. So if I had the 105 on this tank, and obviously as you can see now I have the 76mm, I think it is, which it does about 110 damage or something, and it does the same in penetration. And what it does is the historical battle literally puts you into a battle with either Russia or America. I think it's mainly Russia and Germany is the battles that take place at the moment, and usually the tiers are between 4 and 8 usually, and as you can see the time is quite poor, the queue time, which is unfortunate. Some people have been having CTDs, which are crash to desktops, which I have obviously had quite a few. Anyway, that's to do with the patch supposedly, although nothing's really been given. So here is the historical battles. I think it's really, really, really unfair because they've got 5 SU-152s and we've got 1 Ferdinand. I mean that may be overpowered, and we got a Tiger as well, whereas they've got a couple of KV-1Ss. Remember, the KV-1Ss haven't got the 122mm. They've got their old, I think it's their 90mm or 76 or whatever it is, 85mm cannon. So I have got a sound mod on this game, so you may notice different sounds. You'll also notice that there's a Stug 3G, which I didn't tell you about. There are two different Stugs. Stug 3G, which is the normal Stug, and I think that it's the Stug A, or it might be D, the Stug 3D, which is basically a tier 4 version of the Stug, which has got a shitter weapon and basically it's a downgraded version. Now I'm just going to sit over here for now. I'm actually playing this live. Obviously this isn't a replay, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to play through it, tell you what it's all about. You can see for yourself what the graphics are like. Things just look a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner. I don't know about any of the actual engine upgrades or anything. Maybe you'll notice something different than I will. You'll notice that I've got a mod here which will gives you all this kind of information, which I think is really fantastic. It's very snazzy, very kind of realistic, and not realistic, but modern, and generally a nice little application. The game's running fairly smoothly, about 30-40 FPS, not fantastic. Oh dear. First shot is poor. Second shot is not too great either. There we go. Oh dear. Someone's S85's just hit me unpleasantly in the fucking chops. Let me move back, please, please, please. I'm gonna get hit again probably. As you can see, I've got some gold and I've got some heat rounds as well as armor piercing. These, you notice, I didn't actually purchase. I didn't have any in my inventory when I started the battle. But what happens is the game kind of gives you these rounds for a price, and you choose to use them or not. If you use them, you basically spend the credits on them, because it costs for you to go into these sort of battles. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Didn't get anything from him, thanks very much. And my engine is absolutely fooked, which ain't great. I know this is probably not the right way to use this tank, but I just wanted to give you an example of what this battle's all about. I love the sound of the turret movement. This is all added in the mod rather than the game. The gun sounds, everything about this mod just makes this game just feel better, feel more realistic. Yeah, nice shot there on the turret. I might have probably been spotted, probably get killed in a second. I haven't got sixth sense, so, and we are absolutely getting murdered, so it's all great. It's all great on the Western Front. So I'm just going to sit here. There's no point me even bothering trying to engage these bastards in any form of... Oh, that is normal. I think the SU-85 was over here, but... Oh, fire! And dead, of course, because you get hit by a Churchill 3 and you get absolutely murdered with the fire, and then the SU-152 comes out to play and just murders you completely. I wonder what the Panther's got. The Panther's got the It's got a 76, hasn't it? Looks quite useful, that Panther. The only problem is, right, is you buy these tanks in the game with credits, and you purchase them for the historical battles, but really you won't play very many historical battles because it takes, at the moment, too long to get into them. I mean, you wouldn't want a Panther that's like this. You'd want the long gun, the one that's got really good penetration on it, and I think that's a different turret as well. But generally, it's a very good looking patch they've done. I'm really pleased with how they've done it and how they got it out as well so quickly. And although there are crashes to desktops, it may be mod related over anything else. But generally, I'm very pleased with how it's turned out. Go on, Panther, do it. Take him out. Yeah, there we go. I might think about getting a Panther at some point just to see how it fares, because it seems to play really decently in these matchups. So, if you do really want to play these matchups, then obviously you choose to get specific tanks. I've got the Tiger 2, which is available in. I think there's there's 3 of these historical battles you could choose for, and I think 2 of them have got Tiger 2s, but you can't even get a game in those. It takes so long for you to even get a game. So I think the Tiger's got the second 88 on it. Yeah, I think he's got the one that does about, I think it's the 140 penetration rather than the 193 88. I can't remember what they're called. They've got names, but my memory doesn't serve me too well. And the reason why I'm watching this is because I've got nothing else to talk about. So we'll just finish this. Hopefully we're doing really well. They've got 3 SU-152s left. And if the Panther can... Oh dear. Draw him. I thought it was stacked in the Russians' favour, but it's turned out it's evened out quite nicely. Maybe it's the players that we had. I did 450 damage. I don't think that's too terrible in the Panzer IV-H. I'm sure people have done better than that. But and the Ferdinand, I forgot we had the Ferdinand. The Ferdinand's got also the 88 on it, I think. Yeah, there was no chance, unfortunately. So you got one ISU, one SU-152 on the right flank, G0, and then you've got, I think you had another one that hasn't been spotted yet, it looks like. The Panzer IV-H needs to be really careful here, needs to draw his fire. There we go. You can do it, you can just... The reload's really good if you can just penetrate. There you go, nice play. Very nice play. Draw the fire. Yes. Draw the fire and just go out. That's perfect. That's exactly the way you wanted to do it. Problem is, he can't penetrate that front armour just yet. Come on, get a good couple of hits. Come on, buddy. No, it's fine. He's wasting his shots. He's shooting, basically trying to shoot the top of its top of the Panzer IV's turret, and if it's not accurate enough, you're not going to do it. Come on. Oh wow, that was lucky. That was really lucky by the Panzer IV. Then he let himself go, and there we go. Panzer Tiger and the Panzer IV-H and the Ferdinand won't have any problem against this last SU-152. I keep trying to thinking it's an ISU, but it isn't. They need to cap now, because there's no point in trying to look for this guy, because he'll just try and draw it out. And if I was him, I'd be the other side of the map somewhere. Asking the question. question. Oh dear. Tiger goes down. There he is. He can survive a shot, this Ferdinand. And he needs to actually hit the tank there next time. And he's going to take a hit here because you can't see him. So much for it being over, eh? That's very well played. It's the 88 damage, it's like 240 average damage, but the reload's really quick. There we go. Excellent stuff. And there we have it, historical battles. Some you win, some you lose. This time we won. Hey. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. See you in 9.0.